Well, folks, here we are. We're at the historic announcement, the government's words, and frankly, I feel that it may just be that, a historical announcement. I'm here with someone actually I went to school with, Greg Doyle. Greg, I'm going to just read some things that I got in the lockdown.
Okay.
They have terminated and replaced the 1969 Upper Churchill Contract. The total for the entire life of this is $225 billion. And every year from now till 2041 is $1 billion. That really struck me because, frankly, Quebec didn't have to do that, but they did it. I mean, what's your feeling on what you saw here today?
Well, I think one thing it's writing a historical grievance, and our record and history with developing hydroelectricity is very poor. First off, we entered into a really bad contract nearly 50 years ago. In the past 15 years, we tried to do something on our own, and we took on historic amounts of debt that are impacting all of our society today. This, for the first time, seems like we may have got it right. Yeah. And our risk seems to be minimized, and there's somewhat of a payback. So, we get 1 out of 3 right, I guess, hopefully.
Well, you know what was clear to me? That the Quebec Premier and the people of Quebec recognized that there was a historical wrong. Did you feel that?
Yes, but I think Jerry, when they look at the way the world is going, and they look at 2041 is what, 17
years.
Well, in 2025 it's 16 years, right? Yeah, 16 years, and it took us, 12 years to develop muskrat? So, and we're electrifying everything, right? That our societies is committed to decarbonization. They're going to be looking at historic deficits in terms of the amount of electricity they have. So they actually, 2041 was a huge risk to them because, and they wanted to mitigate that risk, and that's what I think that was our leverage in this environment, right? Because 2041, 16 years, it's nothing in terms of the length of time it takes to develop, that amount of power, right? And the electrification of everything, right? That's significant. And no one could have known that.
You're right.
Yeah.
My fear is that, I'm a very optimistic person. I don't want to be too optimistic.
I think we both are.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
But this, there's a lot of detail.
Details we don't know on the surface. No. On the surface right now, it looks really good. And I was, I mentioned this a number of people. I was here. I was texting them some information. One, I won't say her name, but she was like, last night she said to me, well, we need to get $28 billion. And then suddenly she's like, oh my God, this is actually far greater than she had thought, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think one of the things for me...
$200 billion, it's hard to get your head around.
Well, as Premier Fury said, it's $250 billion.
I don't know, it's I think, Elon Musk has a little bit more, does he?
Well, the only time I ever hear the word trillions is when the United States is talking about their debt.
Yeah. So I read this morning that Elon Musk is up to $240 billion.
Yeah. Well, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah.
But you know what, Greg? I really appreciate you coming on. You're one of the leaders in this province, and I think...
I don't know about that, Jerry. I just try my
the optimism that is in this room and that I think will trickle out for the province is something that'll be with us for years.
It's a good day.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks,
Jerry.
Okay.
All right.